All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So my goal is to make a couple videos today, and really, since this is Bitcoin, I don't need to wait till the market closes, right? This thing keeps going. So I'm going to do a quick review of Bitcoin, and then I'm going to look at Marathon and Riot on this one. I'm actually going to make this a knowledge center video as well because look, you hear me say confirmation all the time, right? And there are moments where I need more than regular confirmation, all right? If you're going to break multiple moving averages, if you're going to go for maybe a big one on the 200, maybe if you like, yeah, there's a bunch of different places for sure where one of them is on a golden all-time high line, all right? And this one I think was pretty, I don't want to use the word easy, right? But I don't think there was much of a fake out here. There really wasn't a beautiful candle and then the other one after, right? Like we got one decent one up, a doji never counts. All of a sudden we find ourselves under the 20 moving average at the moment, right? So the emphasis of this video is really going to be you got to set your criteria high, especially at really significant moments, all right? I will tell you, and I'm going to say it again as I go deeper into the video, right? This weekly chart is very 50-50, and I think this 50-50 weekly maybe makes me a little less scared of this is an ugly daily chart, right? I don't like to be under the 8, let alone under the 8 and the 20. I don't like red over green, excuse me, on both the MACD and the RSI. There's a lot of not to like here, right? But this weekly ain't that bad, and that's going to be the balance that I come with this, all right? From there, I would pretty much say Marathon and Riot are just kind of mimicking the Bitcoin movement. Obviously, you can see the 200 moving average rejection right there, and basically right there, same not bad candle, but no confirmation, and right back under, right? So, yeah, excited to talk about this. And again, I am making this a knowledge center one because I do believe that though these are only crypto tickers, this will work on every single other ticker that we look at, right? So before we do go any further, though, and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please subscribe to this channel. Share this video online with your friends. Comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh, I am so grateful for it. My voice is a little on the rough side, so hopefully it doesn't come off too bad on your side of the screen. So, look, I said a lot of the things on my opening thoughts. I'm going to repeat them a bit on this. I can't stress enough how important confirmation is for me, all right? Believe me, I'm not here saying my strategy is the best. I've definitely got a bunch of them wrong, but I like to think my strategy is pretty good. And hey, I think I say it as easy as possible for people to use it if they like it. I am always looking for confirmation, right? I'm looking for something to confirm sustainability. That's the goal, right? when a when not all moments are equal, okay? And when a very big moment, for example, if I'm trying to break all 5 moving averages, if I'm looking at a resistance line that's been like a good example is high tide. And again, I just know this on top of my head. This 254 is golden. It is clearly nowhere near all-time highs, but I mean, you can arguably say at least since 2022, a full 2 years, that's been a horrible line, right? So, a multi-year resistance, I'm definitely going to need some good confirmations. And you can see there were some decent moments, but it was a good one that took us to the next line, right? So sometimes there are important ones that I make golden, and I think the golden line speaks for itself right here, all right? Where did I get the line? It was basically the top of this candle. You can kind of say it's the top of that candle, kind of the top of that one, right? So clearly all-time high was way over here. This was the important line in my book, okay? So why do I say this was not good confirmation? Look, this was an even good, like, oh man, my cat's at the door. Hold on, sorry, let me let her out. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get out of here. Oh my gosh, are you gonna come in? You coming in or out? Come on in. my gosh, hurry up. There we go. Sorry about that. So this candle right here, this is not a good candle, all right? If this big candle was the one that broke the golden one, that's where we'll start to talk about, hey, I need confirmation. Look, just because you're over a line, and clearly it was over on this day and actually on this day as well, right? Just because you're over a line doesn't mean you broke it, okay? So this actually is not a big make me believe line candle, excuse me. By no means does the doji count. It makes complete sense to me that we saw the, again, green, 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 red, 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 right? The issue starts to become here, right? We actually do close under the 8 moving average right here. You can see the close was at 69.2. The 8 moving average was at 69,300 something, right? So we were definitely below the green line. As I zoom in, you can even see that we are well under it. From there, we doji, and now we're sitting under the 20 moving average. That's worrisome because, again, green, green, green just became red, red, red. We might again see green, green, green come all the way down to basically 64,000. All right. That's you know that's definitely a worrisome thing, especially as people were like getting crazy. I saw so many posts about like Bitcoin breaking 70,000, Bitcoin, like people were getting too excited about a single candle. And believe me, I'm a human, I do that too, right? Like that's how I get a lot of my buys wrong. But the goal is minimize the excitement from a single candle, get the confirmation, and then ride the sustainability up, right? Like that's how this works. And yeah, unfortunately we were nowhere near it on that golden line, right? So look, at the moment it's basically one of two expectations. I think there's a decent shot that we drop all the way down to 64,000. I would pretty much stay away until we can get back over 69,900. Okay, you can see in the box over there, we're basically at 69,800 for the 8 moving average. I just need to get back over that line. At the moment, more things are telling me we want to go down than back up. That's where we see the MACD and the RSI, right? You can see green, red is over green, red is over green. It really looks like the green line wants to keep coming down. Green line wants to keep coming down. 40 is still a relatively high number. This can come all the way down to 30. I'm just zooming out a bit. It hasn't been too low. How low is this? That's an RSI of 8 back in the summer, right? So in late June, not the most recent, but definitely not that long ago. How about this one right here? What were you? 30. Yeah, look, coming down to 30 I think is very realistic, and we're still at almost 50, right? So I think it makes sense to me that this is going to come down to 64K. I think the one thing though is this isn't actually a bad weekly chart. And even if we came down to 64K, we're still over the 20 moving average on the weekly, right? Clearly, I would love to not go below 65,700, right? You can see that that's basically where the 8 moving average is. I would love to at least hold that. But hey, even if we slipped all the way to that 64,000 number I said, it could still be okay as long as it holds. And hey, we've got multiple moving averages here, so it should hold, right? But again, we'll see how it reacts to there. Personally, look, I'm not here to talk about politics. I'm not going to tell you who I'm going to vote for. None of that, right? But I'm a little surprised that Bitcoin's not doing better, all right? There's a lot. Oh, what are you doing, bro? No, don't be bad. Don't be bad. He's a good boy. Look, there's a lot of uncertainty with this election, all right? Whether this outcome happens or that outcome happens, right? And generally speaking, Bitcoin is supposed to be that haven from the uncertainty of the real world that we live in, right? Kind of a matrix description right there, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like, I'm a little surprised all the uncertainty isn't making this do better. Now, arguably, the fact that we're coming up all the way to the golden line and retesting all-time highs, hey, that's pretty good. And maybe I'm being greedy expecting more, right? But yeah, I'm actually surprised we're starting to come down as we're getting closer and closer to election day, right? So, you know, I'm not here pretending to know the Bitcoin world or how any of that stuff works. I'm just here looking at the technicals, right? But yeah, I've always seen it, like I said, as the haven, and it seems to not be that. I mean, a day away from the election, right? So Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Hey, even if you disagree, let's do a quick review of Marathon and Riot here. Hey, real quick, if you could subscribe, if you can share, it does wonders with the algorithms. All right. So I'm obviously not liking either of these, right? I kind of mentioned in the beginning of the video. Marathon is actually under all 5 moving averages. This is not quite a confirmation candle just yet. I'll come back to that, but yeah, that's definitely a little on the concerning side, right? And then when we look at Riot, hasn't made its way all the way down just yet, but they both were trying to get over this purple line, the 200 moving average, right? Physically, yeah, Riot got over. And hey, this is kind of the Bitcoin comments I was making on the last section. I don't know if you fast forwarded. Look, this is a good candle right here. All right, it's not a big, that's actually almost 10%. That's a pretty big number. But that's a good candle right here. This is a, hey, I'm trying to break the line. Let's confirm. All right. I understand that we gapped up all the way to here, right? Like clearly we closed down here, we open and close up here. Gap up is good. Doji never counts. Doji never counts. Doji never counts. This is not confirmation. That's not confirmation. It makes sense to me that we're back down here, right? So you can't get too excited. You need that confirmation. This was a beautiful echo of what I was just saying on that Bitcoin all-time high attempt not that long ago. You know what I mean? But again, Riot was trying to get over the 200 moving average, could not do it. Marathon actually really didn't do it as good as the other one. But yeah, again, trying to get over the 200 moving average, but couldn't, right? This one has fallen below all the moving averages. Again, again, I'm not a candle guy, right? So what I call a doji, like some purists might be getting really mad at me, right? But to me, this is not a good enough candle to be definitive. This, to me, is as doji as this, as this, as this. I'm telling you, I'm very loose with the word, and it works for me, you know, but we look like we are going to lose all 5 moving averages, and it looks like there's a decent chance that, oh man, I don't know if it's going to fall all the way to 12, but I think we might be coming down to basically 14, right? 1380 is what I'm clicking on right now. Because again, I'm assuming, and I'm going to say it again, I'm assuming Bitcoin's going to come down to 64. Right? If Bitcoin comes down a little bit more, it's kind of hard to think Marathon will do anything but come down as well, right? Again, when I look at Riot, I think there's a little bit of, hey, at least the 50's still here. And hey, even at least we haven't lost the 100 yet. Right? That's clearly a bad candle under these two. Doji don't count, all right? Again, I know we gap down. I wouldn't even say that this counts. Yeah, we're physically under those lines, but we haven't confirmed things yet, right? And again, we actually have 2 moving averages here as opposed to the other one. So overall, I don't really like either of these two. I think it's a little easier to say I like Riot more than Marathon. But just in general, if I'm right that Bitcoin's going to come down to that 64,000-ish range, oh man, these are probably going to keep coming down until something happens, all right? So, yeah, that's not bad actually. Let me know your let's look at the weeklies on both before I jump off. So look, there's a decent support right here. There are 2 moving averages right here where we're at on the weekly. I think it makes sense why Riot just hasn't fallen as quickly as Marathon. When you look at Marathon, interesting, there was a good cluster here. But yeah, I think now that we've lost the cluster, it's going in, hey, these 3 are a little more clustered than this 4th one was, and obviously the 5th one down there, right? So yeah, nothing super loud, and I think even what I said on the Bitcoin part is kind of true here. Look, this weekly isn't horrible. All right, this daily is horrible. This is an ugly daily chart. This weekly makes me believe that there's a lot of moving averages, and we might be going down, up, down, up, down. Oh, like I think there's still a potential, a little bit of a longer term, but I think on the shorter term, it's a little tough with Marathon. And then kind of the same thoughts on Riot, right? Again, there's 4 moving averages pretty tight. We've been riding the 4, and all we've been doing is going up and down, up and down, up and down, up, right? Like, so again, you can make the longer time frame argument. Yeah, short term, I think they're both just a little tough, with Riot being a little better than Marathon, excuse me. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Oh, I appreciate you so much.